Okay, hello everybody. I am Sadie Lopez. I am the official ambassador for the Her Movement in Arizona, and today I have my wonderful friend Dorian Malik.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the opportunity. And I'm just so excited for this interview. So, this interview is in honor of Juneteenth. We will be going over what Juneteenth means to us and just everything that involves that. And we're just going to get to know Dorian. So, once again, thank you. Let's get into it. Um, so, Dorian, tell me about yourself and just, kind of introduce yourself.
Yes. Well, hello again. My name is Dorian Malik. I am newly 23, actually turned 23 this week on the 5th. Let's see. I am an artist. I am an educator, a teaching artist at Child's Play Theater. Um, what else? I'm an animal lover. I love animals. I love people. I'm very community oriented. I love nature. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. And you have a pet iguana, right?
I have a bearded dragon.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm probably way off, but that's
No,
cool. I
you're
love that
good.
so I love that so much. So you kind of already mentioned, what it is that you do as far as, teaching and your career. So can you kind of tell me like what your passion is?
Yes, great question. So my passion is entertainment at full speed. That's what I want to do with my life. When it comes to teaching, I'm really grateful that I'm able to teach in a performing arts base, working with the theater and being able to teach students things that I love, but also seeing how they're developing and how they're, kind of forming a love in relationship with theater and music and movement as well.
Absolutely.
Um, but music is my passion. It's probably, I would say performing in general, but music primarily because it just helps me to communicate a lot of things that I probably, like how we're having a conversation,
Yeah, form of art.
I might not be able to communicate just by speaking, but I can put it in a song and I feel like it gives me a boost of confidence. I can relate to it more. It just feels more real, like there's more of a
Mhm.
connection there. So that's
Spiritual.
my passion. Absolutely. It is spiritual. It definitely is.
I love that so much. I love your music and everything that you stand for, and it just truly amazes me, what the things that you do. And so as far as like your music and whatnot, what do you have planned for yourself with albums, and have you ever thought about like collaborating? What is your idea on that?
I love that question because collaboration is very important to me. So the theme this week at Child's Play was Hogwarts. Mind you, I'm not really educated on Harry
On
Potter.
Harry Potter.
But my biggest thing is if the kids don't take anything else from the class, I want them to know how important it is to be in an ensemble, how important it is to be kind and respectful to one another, because these are people that you never know you might collaborate with in the future. But then also just that realness, that humanity. I think
Mm,
sometimes in life we can miss that. And
hmm.
performing arts for me is a form of my humanity, and it gives me a safe space. Although there can be very toxic environments in that space, I think it's really important, especially as a storyteller, whether you're a storyteller through music or through acting or through movement, that we are being reminded of that humanity. um,
Absolutely.
but when it comes to my music, I am gonna actually in a couple hours, my first music project will be released tonight called
What?
610. And it's a
Oh,
fun one.
yeah, yeah. No, I've been seeing that on social. Yes, for sure.
Yes.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, 610 is a fun one.
That got a little ring to it. 610. That got a ring to
Thank
it.
you. So my birthday 6/5, 610 last year is when I had the show, the birthday show. And I had
Okay.
my friend Jay open. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna name
Like
it
a segment.
610. Yeah. So it's a completely, live EP. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. I just released To Be Continued in an acoustic version, my little love ballad that just keeps on growing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I plan on doing some recording this summer, but yeah, music just really helps me, again, like I said, to communicate the things that it doesn't always come easy, but then also I think it's so important artistically to reflect the times that we're living in and that we're going through.
Yeah,
So in
absolutely.
future projects, it is very essential for me to put more of my music out there that does reflect that, if that makes sense.
I love that so much. It's a beautiful way to look back on your growth. And like I said earlier, music is a form of art, like say for example, like for me, I like to journal. I get to look back and see the growth, the times I'm living in, and it's I love that, Dorian. That is so cool. Please continue to always do that because I can truly see that that makes you happy, and that's such a huge part of you. So that's amazing, friend. Keep it
Thank
up.
you. Thank you.
So as far as music, who do you think has what black artist has made an impact on you and heavily influenced your music journey? And I got a feeling I know who you're gonna say, but go ahead.
Do I have to give you one?
Oh no, it could be a handful or whoever, whatever black artist has made an impact on you and helped you throughout your music journey. Please
Oh
disclose
my
that.
gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna start with Queen B.
I knew it.
Um, so the reason I want to give you multiple is because a lot of people I feel like would say Beyonce, right?
Hmm.
The reason that I love Beyonce is not just because she's this powerful force of an artist, but one of the reasons I really, really adore her is because of her humanity.
Mm.
She has an entire foundation that she started called Be Good, where she's giving back to her community, where she's giving to her church, where she's raising money, for those in need. But something that also really inspires me when it comes to her is her work ethic, and her ability to completely shatter the expectations. So I think she's amazing. Harry Belafonte, who just passed away, I
Mm.
loved Harry Belafonte. And I don't know how I didn't know this, but Harry was such a huge activist when it comes to our rights as Black people.
Wow.
He was doing a lot of work with Martin Luther King and just all of our ancestors, and really making a change. In addition to starring in these roles, in addition to his amazing music, that we know and
Right.
love, he's really inspired me. I think Harry has, what is the word that I'm looking for? His voice is has like this classical element or aspect, I should say, to his voice, but
Hmm.
then it's
Hmm.
also very like, I don't know, serenading. It just has a very warm sound. And that's something
Okay.
that drew me on when I was like 16. I loved his films.
Cool.
And I'll give you one more. Sorry. That's
No,
such a good
no,
question.
don't
But
apologize. I love all the influence for sure. There's
listen,
deep meaning to
Cynthia,
it.
yeah, and Cynthia Erivo. If you guys don't know
Okay.
Cynthia Erivo, she's actually going to be starring in Wicked with Ariana Grande that drops next year. But Cynthia is a singer, and she is another one I love because of her humanity. And the way that she speaks, she's so intentional. So I'm
Mm.
really attracted to artists with intention. I don't just
Hmm.
listen to anyone who's just saying any and everything. There's a
That
lot
part.
of that. So I think there should be meaning again. I think we should not only just aim to tell a story, but there should be meaning behind the story that you're telling. And that's what
100%.
inspires me, because I'm never going to do anything as an artist for the sake of, oh, this is money, or
Hmm.
this is what's hot right now. I don't care about what's hot right now. I care
That
about,
part.
even if this touches one person, I think I completed my assignment, So,
Absolutely. That meaning right there is just more than beautiful. I think when you take your passion and your sole focus is on what it will do for people in general and the impact it'll have, you won't even be focused on anything else because it's just a matter of what you know that your talent can do. And I love that so much, Dorian. That's thank you so much for being so elaborative and explain that so thoroughly. That was touching. I'm about to shed a tear.
mm, aw,
Like that was deep because and that's what so much of music can be today. If just what's trendy, and a lot of the music sometimes I'll hear on like an Instagram reel or a TikTok and I'm like, why am I saying that? And then I repeat and I'm like, that don't even sound right, you know.
listen. And Sadie, I have to say this. I know you have to move on, but I have to say
No,
this.
you're okay.
For Mother's Day, it was one of my gifts to take my mom to see a play my friend was in, Welcome to the 60s. And this was a complete tribute to all of the greats from the 60s. Now, when I
Oh, I
tell
love
you,
that.
I'm sitting by Black elders who are just, to see them getting excited about this music, where it's people, um, in our generation, portraying these characters, and Marvin Gaye and Tina Turner, rest in peace.
I would have loved that. Yes, rest in peace.
You would have loved it. It was beautiful. It was truly, it was beautiful. And my mom, she said she too was emotional, just because it's like, even during that time, especially during, the 60s, we were going through so much. So when people feel like, giving up, we have to realize how far we've come, but we also have to realize, especially I feel like as Black people, music is something that has truly held our foundation together. And
you better say that again.
These artists, our Marvin Gaye, our Tina
Aretha
Turner,
Franklin.
There we go, Aretha Franklin. Like all of these greats were reflecting what was going on. This
and
wasn't just about.
No, seriously. And it kind of just goes back to what you said, like you like to make intentional music. And that's what these artists were. They were so intentional. When you start, and music is spiritual, you are what you consume, and music being one of those. Absolutely. Yes. I love that so much. That must have been an amazing time. And wow. So that leads me into the next question, talking about Black artists and just the power we hold as Black individuals. I'm talking about power within every aspect, strength, talent. I'm talking about everything. So everything. What does Juneteenth mean to you?
Ooh.
When you hear Juneteenth, what do you, come on, like, that's just.
Can I be honest with you? And I'm not ashamed.
Be transparent.
In the last few years, I learned about the essence of Juneteenth, because it was not taught to me. It wasn't taught to me, and this is not putting anyone down. It just wasn't taught to me.
That part,
in my family, and it wasn't taught to me in school.
So that part for real.
So happy that I, being a grown man, can go and do my history on Juneteenth. But to me, it just represents Black joy. I think there are so many. Again, so many of our ancestors, so many who have fought. And sometimes I don't think, like, yes, our world is still going through so much, but sometimes I feel like it's really necessary to acknowledge where you are, to acknowledge how far you've come, to acknowledge, again, that you still have breath in your body, you still have the power to make effective change. And I think that's our celebration. There are a lot of traditional celebrations, but I think that is ours. That's something where we can get together and we can, reminisce on our joy, on all of those amazing things that you said, our soul, our food, our
empowerment,
hair, our clothing.
Come on, what?
Really, yeah, and it's beautiful.
This right here is my crown.
And that's what I'm talking about. And that to me represents Juneteenth. Everything that we are, so I think it's so important that our generation continues to pass that on, so 100%. Other little boys and Black girls can see the beauty within themselves. I adore seeing these videos of little girls being stoked that there is a Black girl who is a mermaid. I love seeing, videos that they are being celebrated because of their hair, or conversations with moms and dads reminding their kids that they're beautiful. That to me is what it's about. And absolutely. I know that those are practices that we follow daily, but I feel like especially on Juneteenth, can we remind ourselves, of our essence.
100%. I love that so much. That was also all these responses are beautiful and just super touching, but that one right there was just amazing, because like I said at the beginning of this question, is just the empowerment and the courage and the tenacity, just the strength. When I hear Juneteenth, I think of strength. I think of just overcoming. That's what it truly is overcoming. That's what it is. We may be facing, it's obviously, it's not as bad, but like you said, you had to remember that strength, and you had to remember that what you came from, and continue to leave that generational impact. It's so important to know. And I love that you said, you love seeing these children being uplifted, because I can remember being a child and being questioned about my hair, being, looked upon. And the same thing for you, I'm sure, we all have that unfortunate trauma that we hold because of our skin color and our differences and our facial features. It's, you know, but it's so beautiful. You know, it's looked upon, but it's so beautiful. And I just want to thank you so much for your insight on that and your, like, once again, your thorough explanations, because that was everything.
Thank you. No, thank you. I'm really grateful just to be able to talk to you and to be able to just
Mhm.
share my perspective. And yeah,
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much, Dorian. It was amazing having you as my first guest on the Juneteenth interview segment. Um, that was awesome. I really appreciate everything that you brought. Your light, your energy. It was amazing.
thank you. I love you and I'm so proud of you. Keep doing your thing, keep evolving. God's gonna keep lifting you up and taking you to new heights. So I'm proud
I
of you and thank
reciprocate.
you
I
for having me.
receive. Thank you so much, my friend. You have a wonderful night. Take
You
care.
too.